Welcome to Granny Rocks Our World, also known as GROW, G-R-O-W, Granny Rocks Our World, with your host, Granny Beth Green. I'm your co-host, Sweet Baby James, and on tonight's show, Granny will be talking about the new year, from resolutions to revolution. But before we start, let me tell you something about Beth. Granny Beth Green is a renowned, intuitively guided counselor and original thinker. She's a workshop leader, author of 6 books, creator of 4 CDs of original music, a pianist, the originator of Life Force, the Inner Workout, the creator of over 100 videos on a variety of social and spiritual topics, found at Granny Rocks TV on YouTube, and the founder of the InnerRevolution.org. And on top of that, she's a very funny lady. Right now, Beth is offering a series of live streams called Granny Rocks Our World, and she certainly does. Right now, she's offering commentary on the general topic of building a new world. She is also available to answer your personal questions if you send them to her. So without further ado, here's Granny.
Hi there, welcome everybody. And I see already that there are some people saying hello. Just joining isn't good enough, but you have to say hello because there are people who are joining and I don't see it. And so anyway, Tracy, hi. Back, Elizabeth, hello. And Erica says hello to us both.
Hello,
and we're saying hello to her. And anybody else want to say hi? We're very happy to have you. So welcome to GROW, Granny Rocks Our World. And oh, hello, Christine, and hello, Bob and Carol. So I love it. We're still doing the 2 video. Oh, hi, REA. We're still doing the 2 videos with the 2 computers. And anyway, but we are not sticking the webcams on a jar today. We've got very high tech. We actually have holders for the webcams. So hello, Luann. Sent us a smile. So James, please keep this one going so I can say hello, Amy. And hi also from Anna and Anya, Jane and Barry. Hello.
Oh, wow.
Anna,
Hello.
And hello, Todd. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. The family, we're gathering already.
Yes, they are.
So, so will you keep this one going down and then I'll keep this one going down and then we can see all the comments. Well, feel free. Well, so today I'm talking about the new year, from resolutions to revolution.
So what do you mean about that, Granny?
Well, what's the difference between a resolution and a revolution?
Good question.
Well,
inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, inquiring minds want you to keep this moving down.
Okay. Okay. I can take a repetitive.
Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. An example of a resolution is, I'm not going to eat sugar this year, right? And I'm resolving, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm getting, girding my loins. I'm not going to eat sugar this year. And that's a wonderful thing. I think it's great if you're not going to eat sugar this year. That is a resolution which you may keep, or you may not keep, or you may try to keep, or you may give up on right away, But a revolution, and I'm talking now even about a personal revolution, would be gutting into, why do I eat sugar? What are the needs I'm trying to meet? How do I meet those needs in another way? It's not just having to deal with the addiction, and there is lots of addiction there, that's involved with sugar. There's a physiological addiction. There's also a psychological addiction. So you say, oh, I know why I'm eating sugar. It's because I hate my husband. I can't stand my job. And I want to take the children and go to Venezuela. So anyway, the revolution would be, you divorce your husband, you leave your job, you take your kids, and you go to Venezuela, you stop eating sugar. That the resolution is, I stop eating sugar. Now, do you see what I'm saying? One is foundational and fundamental. You're making a fundamental change. And the other is you're just trying to deal with the symptom. So now this applies to our personal lives and to our political, social, then to understanding why, says Erica. Could you please keep that going down? Okay.
All right.
Okay, you have to. He's not used to multitasking on this. He has to learn the drill. So, thank you, honey.
One thing at a time.
One thing, right? That's the one thing you really have to do. So that, because I want to be able.
But watching you is a full time.
I want to respond to the people, and they respond to us. So let's take another example that seems very personal. I do not want to wear high heel shoes this year, because it hurts my back, it hurts my feet, whatever it is. Okay. That is very cool. Please don't wear high heel shoes. Hi, Helen. Hi, Helen. Please don't wear high heel shoes this year. But now, if we were going to make that into a revolution, what we would be doing would be saying, why are women wearing high heel shoes anyway? Where did that tradition come from? Why did it happen? What's the emotional consideration under it?
On a personal level too, like what is my emotional consideration for my wearing high heels?
Exactly, exactly. So you really have the point. Yes, you do look silly in high heel shoes. So, but anyway, you really have the point, because the personal is also social. You know, if you're looking at why you're doing it, it's probably because other people are doing it, and then we get to look at the role of women in society. And isn't it interesting that the Chinese used to bind the feet of their women? They couldn't run away. I mean, some people think that's the reason. Anyway, so then we have to deal with the whole status and role of women in society everywhere. And now we're making a revolution. So you see, they're all very intertwined. So I'm not being critical if you want to make a resolution for yourself. But what I'm saying is, in order for these resolutions to stick, not just the one, but the millions that we need to make about how we're going to change our lives and be happy, we have to have a revolution in our personal lives, in our political life, in our economic life, in our society. It's like, what are the things that are going on? Now, okay, I'm going to take this example of the high heel. Everybody knows I hate high heel shoes, but I'm taking it all from different angles here. Supposing we as a society decided that it was damaging to women to wear high heel shoes, which it is. You know, it's bad for your back, it's bad for your legs, women are teeter and tottering. You know, it's great that people are actually admitting that they teeter-totter. You know, it used to be that everybody else looked like they could handle it, and well, I couldn't. And you know why? It reminds me of the binding of the feet, because especially, you know, you're in these pointy toe shoes and your feet are getting squunched and you're getting bunions and all that. But hey, anything for fashion. Hello, Richard. Thank you so much for saying hello. So, now, supposing we as a society said we want to stamp out high heel shoes. Now, there are many, many ways to do it. In other words, there are many ways to revolutionize our world. For example, we could give cash incentives to the stores that stop selling high heel shoes, because they may be saying, oh no, 3/4 of my sales are high heel shoes. I can't really do this, right? Does this remind you of the energy crisis and global warming, right? How about giving incentives to the stores who are willing to give up high heel shoes, or give incentives to the women who are willing to give up high heel shoes? Or how about we start incentivizing people not to give up high heel shoes, but incentivizing companies to make shoes that are best for women's feet, so that all of a sudden our heroes become the companies that are making comfortable shoes for women. And then they get on Time magazine, and there's all kinds of things about them, and all of a sudden the social view of shoes begins to change. Like, wow, did you get those neat, comfortable shoes? Wow. You know what I mean? Are you the guys who are making comfortable shoes for women? See, and there's the other thing is called leadership. Of course, I haven't seen much of that lately in our government. But let's say our president and his wife. Let's say the president's wife, not only does she stop wearing high heel shoes, but she goes around the country talking to young girls about how dangerous it is for your feet, for you to be wearing high heel shoes. You're revolutionizing consciousness. So there's a lot of different ways. And all of a sudden, the demand for high heel shoes begins to go away, because you've changed the culture. You see what I'm saying? You can change things through the pure economic means. You can change the culture.
That's happened with organic food.
Exactly, it has. It has. So we know that it's possible to revolutionize something in our consciousness, and there are many ways to do it, but we have to want to, and we have to have the will to do it. And do we want to have a revolution? Now you can say, well, Granny, why do we need a revolution? I think everything is fine the way it is. Well, you must be, who is that? Rumpelstiltskin?
Still skin.
Yeah, right. You must have been sleeping if you think that everything is right with this world.
Well, that was Rip Van Winkle, actually.
Rip Van Winkle. Somebody.
He slept for 20 years.
20 years. You've got to be sleeping to think that this world is actually, in good shape. And so now, okay, let's say you notice that things are not good. But what makes us think that we need a revolution? Well, we in the innerrevolution.org are actually asking for an inner revolution. But an inner revolution also includes an outer revolution. Because you see, when you start changing the consciousness about higher heel shoes and women stop buying them, then all of a sudden everything else changes. So when we change on the inside, something wonderful begins to happen. In fact, there's a relationship between things going down the tubes on the outside and things changing on the inside. Mm-hmm. For example, Greenpeace, hi, Mary Chris, glad you joined us. Wonderful group of people here with us tonight. Isn't it great?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Yes. So
Greenpeace,
sent me, a request for money. But in that request for money, they talked about some of the victories that we've had this year about plastics and Kroger's, trying to get rid of this big food chain, trying to get rid of plastic bags, and people in different countries are trying to clean it up and change consciousness. This is big. Well, what have we been seeing? We've been seeing awful reports about the wildlife, the fish, having plastic in their stomachs, dying, being sick. I mean, it's just really sickening. And so somehow or other that begins to impact us, and we want to make a change and we want to do something. But we discover that if I stop using plastic bags, that's cool. But if Kroger stops using
not even having plastic bags,
right, then we are starting a revolution, because then the next guy has got to say, well, wait a minute, we're that good too. I think it's Kroger's, but you cannot trust my memory. Everybody who's out there who knows Granny Beth Gray knows I can't trust my memory. But anyway, something like that. It may be something else, but it was something in that range. So it can also be contagious. So some people are aware, like, oh my God, the weather is changing. Have you noticed that the weather is changing?
Oh God, yes.
Oh my God. Could it be global warming? So anyway, then some people get really upset. And climate scientists have been talking about this for like decades. Oh, global warming, that's going to be terrible. Oh, well, what's on TV tonight, honey? And, and then all of a sudden floods, fires. And now that external impetus begins to change the way we feel on the inside. It's like, maybe we do need to do something about this. Yeah. Revolution, right? So that's how it happens. And then people get together, and without even having a confab of everybody on the planet, we start changing our behavior in a revolutionary way. Now, if you look at what is fundamentally driving us and our behavior, you will see that it's the ego. Oh no, not the ego. So I'm going to talk about the ego, but I'm not going to get into it today. But what I'm saying is the ego is the sense of individual existence. This is how we're aware that we exist as individuals. What we forget separately is that we are actually one, and that everything impacts everybody. So you grow up in a culture where high-heeled shoes are good, or where frizzy hair is considered bad. And so you have generations of young Black girls, relaxing their hair. It's not relaxing. There's nothing relaxing about putting chemicals in your hair or anything like that, right? And so you see, what I'm saying is that the culture, then it replicates itself as the new kids coming up. They have to rebel. They have to be able to say no. They have to fight the culture. And that takes a lot of consciousness. But we are all connected, and that's my point, is that child who is relaxing her hair, and if you want to make that individual decision, I'm not here to be critical of anybody who wears high heels or whatever, or drives a gasoline-powered car. We just are looking, what are the consequences of the kinds of choices that we're making. What are the consequences for our health? What are the consequences for our planet? What are the consequences for our well-being when we are so stressed? Are we taking drugs? Are we eating sugar? Are we drinking? What are we doing because we are feeling so stressed? And how difficult is it to break out when everybody else is doing it and so that it looks normal? So the belief that we are separate individuals is like, ha, ha, ha. It's something that we believe, but actually it's kind of ridiculous and arrogant to think that you raised yourself, that all your thoughts are yours, that you're not impacted by what's going on in the collective. It's not the case. But I'm going to get into the ego more, maybe even in the next show, and you will have to come back to hear it, because for now, I just want to leave you with this thought. I want you to take a look at the things that you are resolving to do if you're that kind of a person who makes New Year's resolution. And ask yourself, okay, let's say I want to do this. Oh, I want to relax more after work, or I want to stop drinking wine at night, or whatever it is that I want to do. I want to be more frank with my husband or my partner or my children. Let's say you have this resolution. Why don't you look under that resolution and ask yourself, what are all the deep issues that connect to that resolution? And see what kind of a revolution you can have in your personal life. And we'll be back and we'll be talking more about that. And we'll be talking about the kind of revolution we need in our world today. But I don't want to hog all the time because Madame Mazurka wants to take the floor. So
we do have a question for Madame Mazurka from one of our viewers.
For those of you who don't know who I am really a dead Transylvanian psychic. And then Beth puts on a scarf. Then she connects to my vibrational whatever. And all of a sudden I come alive. Otherwise, I'm dead. And you know what happens to dead people. I don't even want to describe it. It'll just freak you out. So, darling, shall we?
Yes. This is from Anonymous. And this person is asking, Madame Mazurka, I understand that you're a very psychic dead Transylvanian.
But first, darling, we have the comment that someone sent me from last time.
Oh, you want to hear the comment too?
Well, of course, because
okay.
there's somebody that, at the end of the show, and Beth was talking about what is the Christmas gift you're going to give yourself. And so then.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, darling.
Okay, so she says, Madame Mazurka, my holiday gift is to end the need to prove my value. Thanks for bringing up this question. Love, Rose.
I love that, Rose, and I'm so glad that you shared that with me, and for all of us, that's a wonderful gift to give yourself. Is you don't need to prove your value, you just need to acknowledge your value. If everybody did that, that would be a revolution right then and there, because we wouldn't be so susceptible. And the other thing I want to tell you is, you see this scarf?
Yeah.
This is not a red scarf. I always wear a red scarf. I have two red scarves. One is red, the other one is red with something. So Beth was looking for my scarf.
So why is that important?
Well, this is very important because Beth could not find the red scarf. Yeah. So she put me in this thing, which is purple, and I don't know what it looks like on your screen.
It looks blue on the screen.
I think it looks blue to me too, but it isn't blue, it's really purple, so this is a good substitute. But my point is, now, I am a psychic. Beth is really pretty psychic in her own way, and then her counseling, she's very psychic as a counselor, but she walks around the world like she doesn't know nothing. But I want to tell you, but can she find my scarf? I mean, you would think with two psychics in the room, nobody can find the scarf. Anya Fitz says, Merry Christmas, Granny, and James, Merry Christmas, Anya, whoever you are. I'm so glad to meet you. Oh, no, I think I know who you are. Oh, very psychic. I think I know who you are. So anyway, I just want to point out, I don't know how you can trust them. In my day, in order for you to graduate psychic school and take on an official psychic license, course, we didn't have licenses then. You had to be able to find a
You could just
scarf.
be a gypsy and be
That's
hang
right.
loose.
You had to be able to find a scarf in a house. But and Anya says, being a Jew, wondering if that's late. Oh, ha ha ha! Don't worry, darling. We can be merry and happy anytime, any holiday, and any day of the week. Okay, so now you can ask.
Okay,
the
now
other
for the question from Anonymous. Madam Mazurka, I understand that you are a very psychic dead Transylvanian,
I am, but I can't find the scarf.
and that you have made predictions before that came true.
If this is true. This is true.
So would you please tell us what you see for the coming year?
This needs a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have my scarf. What do you expect me to do? Magic? I don't have anything. No tea leaves, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to look at this magic Scotch tape. Okay, this will be my crystal Scotch tape here because you can see through it. Okay, let me see what I see. Oh, you thought this year was bad. Wait till next year.
Ooh.
No, I shouldn't say bad. I will say tumultuous. Another year of chaos, pull, push. I see some moments, everybody is happy, everyone is applauding, everybody thinks, oh, that's wonderful, it's over, we're going to win, it's all wonderful. And then after that, I see demoralization and all kinds of crazy reactions. Like everybody thinks that change, like Beth is calling for a revolution, and in a revolution, a political revolution, a social revolution, and this is all she wants. She wants it this year.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and she's going to be looking for signs that it's coming this year. You see, but if you look too carefully for the signs it's coming this year, going to be a lot of disappointment, because for all the people who you agree with and who agree with you and think that that see things are obvious, and that of course we're all going to wake up and it's going to be, and we're all throwing the high heel shoes out the window. You see, so I like to use that because it's not a partisan issue, right? Everybody has sore feet. So for all the people who
Or cold feet.
That's right. So also you think you're going, then you have to put your feet in the freezer to make them not hurt. So for all the people who think that okay, that's it, we're liberating ourselves from high heel shoes, and there's a movement of high heel shoes liberation, and it looks like everybody's doing it, and then all of a sudden you see some group of people who are out there burning their sneakers. And they're saying, you can't take away my self-expression. If I want high heel shoes, I'm going to wear high. If it was good enough for mother's bunions, it's good enough for mine. So what you're going to see is the same thing, is that you think you know exactly what should happen, and you think everybody's going to agree if they make any sense, and they think the same thing about them. And so every time you're going to make progress, you're going to see somebody who's going to be fighting you. So what are you going to do when this year is going to be full of that kind of thing again and again and again? And it feels like, so first thing, don't get too high when you're celebrating, right? And don't get too low when you're disappointed, because, this is all part of the process, and have the faith. But, well, see, there's something else I want to say about this. Change in the humans is ridiculously slow. I know, I've been around for hundreds of years, and things haven't changed as much as you want to think. So if you just stomach that, change is ridiculously slow. And also keep open the possibility of a miracle. You see, there's going to be technological advances this year again. But every time you have one and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be the answer, then there's going to be a downside from that, and everybody is going to say, oh, you see, I told you this wasn't going to work. But, we were putting on space shoes, and now we got to put on our high heels again, oh, no. And then somebody is going to refuse to bake a wedding cake for somebody, a woman who doesn't wear high heel shoes, because it's their religion that they should have high heel shoes on, and they have a right, and they're not discriminating. They're just practicing their religion, right? So you see what I'm saying? So I want you to be very steadfast, very steadfast. Look at every victory and celebrate, but never get too excited. Just keep your nose on the prize and keep walking in the direction you want to go.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose.
To the prize.
Don't be surprised at the stupidity that awaits us in 2019. Don't get bitter. Don't get discouraged. Just get going.
Well.
So there's one more question about this. So my prediction is that more people are going to begin to understand that what we need is a real inner revolution of values, of principles, where we're looking deep into the way things really are and looking for those answers. There will be more of those. So that's my prediction. And could I be wrong? Sue me. I never have been wrong, but there's always a chance that God is going to intervene and everything is going to get all messed up. But I can't control all of that. I can only tell you what I'm seeing from where we are today. You know, things can change, and that you see, I can make a prediction. I'm sitting here and I can see that far. But supposing we move over there, from there I could see something else. So you may have to ask me again later. Okay, so that's it, because I've got to give this back to the Thank you. And don't forget to send me your personal questions if you want me to answer. Okay, so, well, thank you, Madam Mazurka.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think I liked that answer, but I think you knew that I wasn't going to like that answer because you're psychic and you know these things. Okay, I wanted her to say, this is going to be a great year, right? Okay, it is going to be a great year, right, Jane?
We just got to stay steady.
Stay steady. Stay steady no matter what. No, not so ups and downs. So anyway, what I want to tell you is, first of all, we have Granny's Kitchen tonight at 7:15 Pacific time, where everybody gets together and talks about what we discussed on the show, and you're invited, and just look at any post and it'll tell you how to get there. It's a video conference, so we talk to each other. Next week we'll be back Wednesday at 6:30 for Grow. Now, this is very important news. January 24th, which is a month from now almost, we are going to be moving to Thursday nights. So we're giving you lots of time to adjust. Follow our page, like the show, pass it on, give us some support. That way would be so wonderful. But also, if you follow us on Facebook, you will be alerted when we're live. So even if you forget that we've moved to Thursday, boing, it'll show up on your Facebook page. Granny Rocks or Beth Green or somebody, I don't know what the hell, is live now. So you will be notified. So put that in your calendar, like I really expect you to do this. And I'm going to remind you every week that we're going to be coming on Thursdays starting on January 24th. But until then, we'll be here on Wednesday nights, 6:30 Pacific time. So do send your questions to Madam Mazurka. She loves getting questions, and she gives really good advice to people. And that's it. Keep the comments coming and keep the support coming. We had wonderful support for our show last week, and I look forward to more of the same. Anything from you?
I was just wondering if you wanted to chat with anybody who had made a comment.
I've already responded to everybody who commented on the show, and I love it when you comment, and I love you coming and being with us live. So I'm sending you good energy for, let me see, trying to get in the picture. Oh, and wasn't it wonderful that we didn't have to worry about the webcams falling out of the jar? There is progress. You see, Madam Mazurka, there really is progress. And I'm sending you lots of chi energy and lots of love for a new year where we begin to feel and see the rumblings of revolution, if not the completion. God bless.
Yeah.
See you at Granny's Kitchen. Or see you next week. And
Bye.
go to YouTube to Granny Rocks TV and see all the archive videos.
Bye for now. See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
Okay.